One of my partners actually generated a lead for custom cabinets and we just closed it. We have a picture of the quote somewhere that I want to show. Here's our quote that we sent. Oh, it's hard to zoom in, but it's a $5,000 custom cabinet. And what's cool is I think the site was built at the end of May. So it's been around 3 months. The site doesn't have a GBP yet. And that customer referred us their other family member that needed cabinets. So we're gonna go quote and probably close that job as well. And my partner, like Napoleon and his wife, they're gonna get commissions for both. So that's kind of like the power of how I'm building lead gen businesses into the future, which is what I've been talking about this whole year, is that I'm taking more of a ownership of even the deliveries of these, whether that be partnering with a roofing client and getting access to the CRM, or me moving to LA and partnering with a friend of mine that's been running home flipping business for many decades and they have access to a lot of different contractors. So for those of you that did the Done For You partnership, that's the power of having everything under control because we're going to do the invoicing, we're going to get paid by the customer. And then from that money that we got paid, then we pay out the contractors. And so if we get referrals, like we're still gonna get our partners the credit for all those referrals. Whereas if you partner with some random contractor, most likely they probably won't give you credit for a referral. Again, we traditionally kind of call this like lead arbitrage model. Some students in here have done it and made really good money. It requires good systems in place. And I want to talk to you guys about some of the systems that I'm building on the back end as well. So last week we left off with Google GBP verification and we talked about I think Felix was saying that for roofing, he was saying that for roofing, like he was getting video verification, but then we confirmed with Felix that he was trying to verify those map listings while logged into his IP in Canada, right? So I think that's a very easy way for Google to tell it's kind of a red flag. So what I'm doing right now is I used oxylabs.io to get like 50 residential Los Angeles IP addresses. This is not VPN. This is an actual internet service provider. VPN will not. And then I use multi-login and I created this whole dashboard where each partner, each student has their own folder. They have every site that I built for that partner is going to be attached to a specific browser and it has its own residential Los Angeles IP. So anytime you launch this browser, for example, it launches this browser. So any activity that we do on this browser is going to be, regardless of where you live, it's going to log as Los Angeles IP. And I have 50 of these profiles right now, and I can get more as well. I mean, there's an expense to it, but I mean, just, and the expense like for 50 profiles, to get 50 IP addresses, it was like $150. And to get 50 profiles with multi-login, it was like $50. So we're talking like $200 a month for 50. But think of what you can do with 50 profiles, right? There's a lot of possibilities here because you could age 50 different accounts on different IPs and leave yourself 50 Google reviews over time, for example. We're using these to really verify these GVPs, and I'm going the extra mile to make sure we have all the trust signals to try to get these GVPs verified via email. Now, again, I talked about last week where we tried to verify Helena's one of her map listings, and she kind of aged it with LAIP using her aged Gmail account. However, we were able to trigger the email, phone, and text verification, but the phone verification was not working because apparently some call sling numbers might be flagged or red listed. Google just can't call the call sling number, whereas some call sling numbers you can. So unfortunately, that call sling number Google was not able to call. So we try to go for the email verification, but then it asks for the company email, like at huntingtonbeacheliteroofing.com. So we backed away from that, but then I realized that email verification, it does not need to be a G Suite because if you think about it, a lot of companies are going to have their own company email and it's going to be through like a lot of different email providers out there. I can't think of the names, but there's Proto email is one that uses a lot of different security. So again, a lot of companies are gonna not have G Suite, right? So for that, when it asks for the email verification, I realized we can just create info at whatever company email with my domain registrar. It's pretty cheap. It's like $20 in a year. And then use that to email verify, right? But the trust is still associated with the actual email that we created. That hopefully that makes sense. So our strategy right now, some of these partners have 4 or 5 different age Gmails, so we're gonna use that. For each Gmail, we're gonna log into the multi-login and create at least 1 to 2 weeks of activity with a Los Angeles IP, which is going to mimic a behavior of somebody that's real, somebody that has an actual Gmail, but they moved or they're trying to start a Los Angeles business and they're logging some activities in Los Angeles, right? Again, if we run out of Gmail, get a friend or family's Gmail, log it in using multi-login, and then log some activity with Los Angeles IP. Again, this is in my mind, and I asked ChatGPT a lot, but in my mind, this is the best case scenario to try to test this. And this is what we're, as I'm digging into GBP, people think about local SEO as, hey, it's just backlinks and building content, but this couldn't be further from the truth because local SEO involves doing SEO for the website, as we know, which I teach a lot, but it also involves creating social media pages, citations, like niche relevant citations. That's a skill set that's different than just building backlinks and content. And it also involves all these different tricks, Google business profiles. So now I want to share with you a pretty big hack in my mind that I've stumbled upon this past week after researching all this, which is that I have my business partner in Los Angeles. I told you he's been doing home flipping for many years, and so he shared with me his Dropbox where he has taken photos over the years of all the different projects they've. What's cool about Dropbox is that they use AI image scanning. So these file names don't contain the word metal gates, but just by me searching metal gates inside Dropbox, it's able to pull up all the metal gates pictures that they've been uploading for years and years, right? Which is awesome. So we have real photos. I can put in roofing and I'm going somewhere with so something that you guys can use as well, right? So this is something that you guys can train your contractor or whoever you're working with, but you go to type and put images so it removes all the documents out of it. But roofing, I'm able to see all the roofing photos. Okay, these are real photos with real geotag information because they took it from their iPhone, right? We can also let's just do wood floors. So pretty amazing. I have access to all these real photos now that we can place in our GVPs for the partners. Okay, now then I started thinking, does Dropbox have an API? Guys, there's a lot of power being able to wield APIs. Okay, API basically allows different platforms like this to communicate with other platforms. And using API, you can create automated systems, right? So I asked ChatGPT again, this is where ChatGPT is so amazing. Me coming up with a plan, my idea, asking ChatGPT if it's possible, and I have developers that can fulfill that vision. So, for example, Dropbox has an API, right? I think it's good for me to show you guys my thought processes of using ChatGPT. Basically, I asked, okay, so Dropbox has an API, and I know GBP has an API if you get manager access to the GBP. So the automation I'm going to create is anytime my partner uploads a photo into Dropbox, which is very simple with a mobile phone, right? You basically go to your albums, okay? You select, right? You select photos and then you hit the upload button and bam, right there. If I go down, there is save to Dropbox. It's on the right on the iPhone. Save to Dropbox and then upload it into now. Once that is done, then the API can make a call. You can either do it 2 ways. You can upload it to a category like flooring or kitchen, whatever, kitchen or roofing or like it's a lot easier if they could just upload it to one photo and use automation to categorize them, right? So I asked ChatGPT, no, like Dropbox has a way you can search. Here, let me just show you the power of ChatGPT at once. These are different things that I've been asking ChatGPT kind of all day long, and I'm like learning at lightning speeds, right? So I asked ChatGPT, I'm in Dropbox with all these photos and I searched roof and it showed me pictures with roofs, but the file name doesn't have any roof in it. How was Dropbox able to find pictures? And then ChatGPT confirmed that it is using AI powered image recognition, which is what I saw. It was good for me to see. And then I asked it, does Dropbox have an API where these photos can be downloaded automatically? And it confirmed yes. Then I asked, could I create a software where I connect 10 GBP for roofing and flooring, and it automatically round robins new photos uploaded to Dropbox into one of the GBPs in round robin manner, and then it says yes it can. Obviously it gave us the code there, but my developer can handle. And then I asked it, Dropbox has a way to label what the photo is, right? For example, if it's a roofing picture or a metal gates picture or a kitchen countertop picture. So yes, Dropbox itself does not natively label or tag photos based on their content, like categorizing them as roofing, metal gates, or kitchen countertops. However, there are indirect ways to achieve this using both Dropbox features and external tools. Here's how you can label or categorize the image effectively. And so it said basically I can either, drop it into specific folders like roofing, metal gates, or kitchen countertops, or I can use automated content recognition. So I can use Google's Cloud Vision API to recognize what's in the photo, then label it as roofing, kitchen countertop, which this will most likely be better because with this automation, once I detect that image is roofing, then I can change the file name to roofing something with the business name, right? It's a pain in the ass for the clients or even my partner to remember to correctly name the. So this automation by image detection, I can use robots to rename that file, right? So they can just, all they have to do is 2 clicks, upload it to this API call is gonna use Google Cloud Vision to recognize the photo, tag it, rename it, and then I use another API that connects into the Google business. And also like for my partners, right? Like I have 10 roofing GBPs or 10 kitchen countertop listings, 10 windows, right? So every time my partner uploads a photo in a round robin manner, it'll pick a GBP and upload that photo. The more a GBP gets new photos over time, like that's a ranking signal, right? How many are there where the client is too busy? It's not too convenient to have to log into your GVP profile to upload a photo on that. Think of how much easier it is if you can upload it to just Dropbox and it automatically uploads into the GBP, right? So now by building systems like this literally is like a system that you can honestly sell to a local business owner for 300 bucks a month. I don't know what it is. Again, you can stack different offers on it, but or you, obviously you do it for your own client, right? So that wouldn't they train their team if they're at their job site to take a photo and upload it to the shared Dropbox account, and it's automatically going to get uploaded to the GBP. So again, like using these automate, and then I can eventually create even more automation. But the point is, this is becoming high level when it comes to local SEO, creating these automations, integrating it with the team on the ground, and making it easy so that they are able to help you rank higher in the SERPs. Right? This is so much more than just building content, building backlinks just for your lead gen. This is looking at every single factor of local SEO and creating automation to give you an extra edge against your competition. And this is holistically what local SEO is all about when you want to become like higher, like elite at it, right?